I'm here today with Serra, who's a physical therapist. She has her own practice in Barrington, Rhode Island. Welcome, Kim. Thank you for telling us about your experience
Thank
through this
you.
COVID pandemic.
Oh, great. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks for having me. Yeah, what a whirlwind in the last, 5 weeks. It's definitely been different. I went from like a full caseload nonstop to all of a sudden things seem to just stop the week of March 16th. My daily routine has definitely changed in terms of, first I had to decide, do I stay open or not stay open? And I had some patients who just had some surgeries fresh out, and I, in my heart, could not see them and leave them hanging. They just couldn't do it. So I decided to stay open. I think part of it is I have a very small practice, and I'm sure that would be different in other different practice settings or other different locations. People who have several locations or a lot more therapists in their office, I'm sure their decisions, they're all going to be different. But for me, just being one therapist, I work alone, so I don't have any support staff. I don't have a secretary. It's just me one-on-one. I don't have a lot of people in here. I really think that uh, had people feel more comfortable about coming in, and I just left the decision up to them. So the first week I had a lot of people canceling, and then as I felt like, well, if I'm going to continue treating, I definitely need to have some protective equipment. Reading all the stuff that's going on out there, listening to everything on TV, I'm thinking, God, I really need to protect myself in case I have it. I don't want to give it to my patients. And not only that, if they have it, I certainly don't want it. So it took about the end of the first week where I had a patient of mine bring me in an N95 mask. And then I talked to a doctor friend of mine who popped in and said, you have to think that everybody has it, and so you really should make sure you bump up your universal precautions. And you had me wearing goggles, and I'm wearing gowns, but I'm sure that could depend on where you are, and gloves. So and changing them after every patient with the gowns and the gloves. So, and I'm also changing things. I'm screening patients before they come in. Where have you been? Or have you been traveled? Have you been quarantined for 14 days? Some of my Florida patients are coming back, so I really need to make sure that they're safe and not been around anybody and don't have any symptoms. And I'm also screening myself. I'm taking my temperature twice a day just to make sure I'm going to be healthy. And then, spacing out my patients, making sure that, we're all not on top of each other, people waiting in the waiting room, and really just increasing my universal precautions. I mean, I'm usually pretty clean with everything, but now I'm like a mad woman cleaning everything. After every few patients, I'm cleaning the doorknobs and light switches, pens that people use, the front desk. So yeah, the daily routine, it took me a good couple weeks to get into it, and at the end of the day, I go home, I end up going right into the shower, just to help protect myself even more. So, but I'm getting used to it. Another thing is the telemedicine. I have done a little bit of that. So that's been a little bit of a change that I'm not used to, but actually that's not going too bad. So.
What are the things that you're looking forward to for the future, Kim?
Well, I really think it sounds like this is going to be going on for a while. So I'm hoping that patients will not be so nervous about coming.
Mhm.
And I'm hoping, and I think that's going to happen in the next few weeks. I've had a few people call this week just because I think they were waiting and waiting and waiting, and their pain is too big or too much right now that they don't want to wait anymore. So they were happy to hear on my message that I'm open so that they can come in. So I want people to realize that, in the future, I want people to be comfortable coming to therapy, and hope that we're here for them and doing the best we can. And if they don't feel comfortable coming in, that, hey, I hope this telemedicine stays in place. I think that's a nice option for some people. And hopefully we can just ride this out and see where it goes. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure we're all going to it'll be normal and more normal in at least another year, I'm hoping. And we'll go from there.
Well, thank you so much, Kim. Much